get ready to get started on a new lesson on this evening. The title of this lesson will be Diet. Though I give the lesson that title, there is a few things that I will be discussing other than that. So without further ado, we're just going to get right into it. Genesis chapter 1, verse 29. And God said, Behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree, in the which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for me. Okay, so the Most High said that he have given you every herb bearing seed. So when you walk into a grocery store, you'll notice that all the fruits and vegetables are there as soon as you walk in. What do most people do? They walk in the grocery store, they walk past all the fruits and vegetables, and they go over to the pasta and the deli, the wings and the meat, the lunch meat. You see, the Most High said he gave you every herb bearing seed. So when you walk into a store, everything in that produce section was given to you from God by God. So you mean to tell me that God made all these fruits and vegetables for you, and you don't want to eat not one? Fruits and vegetables, produce, that is life. You know, a living body needs living food. If you're eating death, everything else is death. Once you leave that produce section, everything else in that store is death. So if all you're eating are dead foods, then guess what? You're dead. You know, we all dead because of our sins, but like some brothers say, you can eat the best of the worst, so to speak. And in my opinion, the Lord is trying to call certain Jakes back to the diet, man. They're to stop following after this beast and eating the same foods that this beast eats. The beast is a carnivore and they eat meat daily. In my opinion, the Lord is calling us out of that lifestyle, you know, that quick fast food lifestyle, and calling us to stuff that grows out of earth. Because you got to think of it like this: if the Most High were to beam you up and put you on an island, man, and there's fruits and vegetables and animals running around, you'll look past those fruits and vegetables and you'll be trying to kill and eat them animals. That's how Adam fell from the garden, dying. He ate something other than what the Lord told him to eat. He went off on his diet, and therefore he got kicked out of the garden. If you look around America today, most, if not all Americans are not following a natural balanced diet. They may be trying, but they're adding meat or chicken to it, or they're, getting stuff from the store that has chemicals in it, or stuff that's basically death. So the fruits and vegetables are life, but they'll pour death on those fruits and vegetables. They'll sprinkle death on those fruits and vegetables. You know, as I mentioned earlier, a living body needs living food. You know, the Lord gave you every herb bearing seed and every tree bearing fruit. So what I'm telling you is you can't keep walking in these stores, walking past them fruits and vegetables. That's the only food that's in there. The rest of that stuff is junk. The rest of that stuff is death. Then you can eat fruits and vegetables, which is life, or you can eat all the rest of that stuff that's in the store, which is death. And like I said earlier, in my opinion, I believe that the Most High is calling certain brothers out of the beast realm, starting with their diet. Well, not starting with their diet, but he may have started with the truth, as in which is the case with most brothers. But he's calling you out physically, which means what? You got to stop eating the stuff that this beast eats. You have to stop consuming death, because if you keep eating dead foods, man, you're gonna drop dead. That's just bottom line. If you want to live, you have to eat living foods, which are fruits and vegetables. We're gonna move over here to Proverbs chapter 1 and 22. Proverbs chapter 1 verse 22. How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. You see, it said fools hate knowledge, man. How long, ye simple ones, will you love simplicity, man? Food is sitting right in your face, and you don't even know it. It's just a shame that most Americans just don't know what food is. But that, for the ones who the Most High has revealed what food is, it has wakened them up to a higher level of consciousness. Why? Because this is bringing them out from among the dead. You know, it's calling you out to be separate. And the Lord do to make a difference. And what's one of those ways does the Lord make a difference? Through dying. Did you know you in this system, and you can choose life or death based on what you eat? So when the Most High come back, and he asks you what's food, you better not say no cheeseburger. You better not say McDonald's. You better not say Burger King if the Most High asks you what's food. The only thing you better come out your mouth is fruits and vegetables. I know it says the Lord gave you meat and all that, but we ain't got no lawful meat in this system. You don't have no lawful meat in this system. Well, you can justify it how you want. But if you want to really care about yourself and you really want to cleanse your body out and, you know, and get closer to the Lord, you gotta come up off of this beast diet, man. That's pretty much the message for today's lesson, is coming off of the beast diet. Mainly that meat, man. You know, you can work on getting off of that other stuff, but you mainly that meat. Because if it ain't fruits and vegetables, it's dead. Bottom line, if it ain't fruits and vegetables, it's dead food. But that meat, you gotta come off of that meat, man. The beast is a carnivore, so a beast is gonna eat meat, man. Especially a wolf. You know, the scripture say inwardly they're wolves. So although they look like human on the outside, inside, inwardly they're wolves. Meaning what? And what does wolves eat? What does a wolf eat? A wolf eats meat. That's why majority of Americans are carnivore, because they're following the beast, and the beast is a carnivore. So therefore, they are carnivore. The overall message is to come off of that beast diet. You see, how long will you simple ones love simplicity? And scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. You know, only fools are going to despise the knowledge of diet. Only fools are going to despise the knowledge of diet. You say you care about the earth. The Most High created the earth. The Most High created fruits and vegetables. You say you care about the earth, but you don't want to consume the things that the earth produces. Your diet is very important. That people don't understand how important the diet is, man. You can choose life or you can choose death. You know, not only do you have to know what food is, you have to understand what food is and why is it important. Why it's important to eat food and not dead foods. Live foods and not dead. You see, fools hate knowledge. This healthcare system is made for people that are on the death diet. What is the death diet? Well, as I mentioned earlier, the death diet is anything other than fruits and vegetables. That's very simple. And if you want to eat anything other than fruits and vegetables, that's fine. Yeah, even if it's lawful, man, every once in a while, you know, something lawful is fine. Maybe like I wouldn't condone it, but if you just absolutely can't help it, the first few days are gonna be the hardest. If you absolutely can't help it, just eat some chips, bag of chips, or something. Bake a potato, do something. You gotta stay on your diet, and then that's another thing too. Cooking them fruits and vegetables kills them. So, in order to eat living food, you have to eat fruits and vegetables that are not cooked. I mean, if you want to every once in a while cook some potatoes or whatnot, that's fine. But your primary source of nutrition should be fruits and vegetables. That's food. Anything else is death. And people are gonna realize that real soon. But a lot of people not. And for a lot of people, it's gonna be too late. That's why they're not gonna see it. Okay. Um, the healthcare is for people on the death diet. You see, because if you eat fruits and vegetables, you don't got to worry about no damn healthcare, man. No damn getting sick or none of that. You ain't got to worry about none of that stuff, man. Because the Lord is gonna take care of it, and the Lord set it up to where if your diet is right, not to say that you just can't get sick, but you might get a little cold or something, but you're gonna get better a lot faster. You may not even get sick, but Lord forbid you did. You only probably be sick for a couple days. Whereas if you were on the death diet, you may be sick for weeks. Whereas on the death diet, you may not never recover from your illness. All that. Did you know that not diet, but diabetes, heart attack, stroke, colon cancer, high cholesterol, all that is because of diet. I'll even go so far as to say every health problem is as a result of diet, or just about every health issue is as a result of diet. Man, I'll even go so far as to say that your diet is the reason why a lot of is the reason for a lot of things. Your diet determines a lot of things. Your diet is the reason for a lot of things. The whole message for today is get your diet right. Get your diet right. Because if you don't, that the healthcare system is just made for people with the poor diet. People that just can't figure out what's food. People that just don't know what's food and what's not. And even if they know, it's just people that know. And it's also for people that know what's food, but just choose not to eat food. There's a lot of people out there, they know fruits and vegetables food. They just choose not to eat it. Why? Because they would rather get a cheeseburger. They would rather get a, you know, soft taco. You can't say you didn't have a choice, and you can't say you didn't know. That's like the most important thing, man. that you should be trying to figure out. You're dying. Because, you know, a lot of things, you'd be surprised how many things fall under the category of dying. You will be surprised. Just by everything falls under the category of dying. You're sick, dying. They're not all the way in the head, dying. You didn't grow to be as tall as you should have been, dying. You ain't got no muscle, dying. You'd be surprised how many you can't grow a full beard, dying. You'd be surprised how many things fall into the category of dying. You getting fat, dying. That's just a few of many things that fall into the category of dying. You see? And you can go get some death care if you want to. Because they're going to put you to death because you in there, because you chose death. Wherein hath ye chosen death? Through your dying. Now let's move over here. Matthew chapter 13, verse 15. For this people's heart is wax gross, and their eyes are dull of hearing. And let me read that again. Made a mistake there. For this people's heart is waxed gross, and their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes they have closed, lest at any time they should see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and should understand with their heart, and should be converted, and I should heal them. Okay. Basically, what that's saying is, you know, well, first of all, the word heart, for this people's heart, the word heart derives from the word lebab. Lebab, which means inner man, mind. So, what the Lord is saying is that this people's mind is waxed gross. How has this people's mind waxed gross? Diet. They on this dog food diet, man. You can walk in the store. You can walk down the dog food aisle, and they'll have an Attaboy can of chicken and rice and gravy. You'll go down the soup aisle for humans, and you'll see that same can of chicken and rice with gravy. You want to know what the difference is? This can says Campbell's, and this can says Attaboy. The same exact stuff is in the can. The same exact stuff is in the can. It just has different labels on it. So if you can eat that stuff if you want to, you're choosing death. And you're on the dog food diet. That's why these people's mind is waxed so gross. The Lord said this people's mind is waxed gross, man. And it all falls under the category of dying. Okay, we're going to move over here to Jeremiah. Chapter 5 and 28 and 29. So, 28. They are waxing fat. They shine. Yeah, they overpass the deeds of the wicked. They judge not the cause of the fatherless, yet they prosper. And the right of the needy do they not judge. Verse 29. Shall I not visit for these things, saith the Lord? Shall not my soul be avenged on such a nation as this? So What is God saying there? What is he really saying, man? Well, let's look at verse 28. It says they are waxing fat. Okay, so not only have they waxing gross, they've also waxing fat. How are they waxing fat? Diet. Man, y'all don't understand how simple this thing is and how serious it is. I even once heard the saying, it's so easy, it's extremely difficult. It's so easy, it's extremely difficult. They are waxing fat. How have they waxing fat? Diet. Ding, 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 ding. Duh. I mean, I know it's very simple, but you just got way too many people. This is not falling they died. I know the Lord ain't dealing with everybody, but there are a few men out there that the Lord does want to come back to the earthly diet, which is stuff that grows from the earth. I challenge you to eat things that only grow out of the earth. Only eat things that grow from the earth. Can you do it? Are you strong enough through the Spirit? You see, what is the Lord really saying? Okay. I'm going to tell you this. These Rothschilds know what food is. They know what food is. But the sleeper don't. You see, ain't that something? Ain't that something, man? These Bilderbergs, these Rothschilds and stuff, they eating their fruits and vegetables. They ain't eating that bullshit. Well, you probably got some of them that is. You know, the beasts are carnivore, so I'm sure they know what food is, but you probably got some that's eating grass-fed beef and grass-fed lamb, and while you eat the dog and cat. The Rothschilds, the Bilderbergs, the Illuminati, and Satan, they all know what food is. Esau, Satan, Bilderberg, Illuminati, Rothschilds, Rockefeller. They all know what food is. It's you sleeper that don't know what the food is. You walk in the store, you walk right past the food and go straight to the deli so you can get you a 10-piece chicken wing. So you can go get you some chicken tenders. Or some macaroni and cheese. What you have to understand is that, that stuff is death, man. If you can't help it, and you just you just must have to do it, then just go right ahead. But you cannot say that you don't know what food is. You can't say you don't know what food is. And I even go so far as to say every once in a while, long as it's, I know the earth is defiled, and every once in a while, I even go so far as to say every once in a while, go right ahead. In the ancient days they had famine, so they had to eat whatever. But what I'm saying is, you better stick to your diet. You see? The Lord is going to visit this place. And a lot of it got to do with the diet, man. Because if you look around this place, man, you drive past all these places, the Domino's, the McDonald's, the Burger King, the KFC, the Taco Bell, all the Church's Chicken, all that's dead food. All that is death. Now, you let this kingdom get to the point where it ain't nothing but fruits and vegetables in these stores. All the fast food restaurants, they only got fruits and vegetables. Do you know these people get out here and they'll get to cutting each other's heads off because they'll say it ain't no food in the stores? What you mean it ain't no food in the stores? There ain't nothing but food in the stores. The prince of the power of darkness of this world has blinded those that believe not. He got these people thinking fruits and vegetables is only there to eat if you get sick or if you get injured or something. And if you feel fine, you can eat garbage. If you get sick, then you eat fruits and vegetables. He got the sleeper thinking that. But hey, the Most High said that the prince of the power is gonna blind all those that believe not. And you seeing that today. Look around. You just see how many people are asleep and they're eating dead foods. They're not following the diet of the earth. You ain't gotta follow it. What I'm saying is this: if the Most High takes you and puts you on an island, all you have to eat is fruits and vegetables. You better not kill none of them animals that's over there. I know that. Or you leaving that island just as fast as you got there. If you kill one animal that's on it. If you kill and try and cook and eat one animal on that island, you leaving just as fast as you got there. You see, that's why I say the Lord's gonna visit this place partly because of dying. All these people are consuming death, and they don't know it. And see, when the Most High get here, man, He ain't even gotta ask you, have you been following the proper diet? He can look at you and tell. You can look at a motherfucker and tell that they ain't been following their diet. Like you said, them ancient Edomites, they were thin and they had protruding bellies because they had a horrible diet, man. Because of a horrible diet. The Lord's, you see, the Lord say, verse 29, shall not my soul be avenged on such a nation as this? The Lord's soul will be avenged on Edom. Partly because of diet. Not entirely, because Esau did a lot of shit. Partly because of diet. Diet probably has about maybe 30% to do with it or so. 40% of But I do know that diet is very important. And has a lot to do with why the Lord, has us in this situation now. You can almost say that part of the reason why the Lord has us here is to figure out what's food and what's not. And to not only figure it out, but to follow it. You have to follow a natural diet. The hell with Satan talk about you need protein and all that. Look at a horse. Look how big a horse get. And they don't eat nothing but grass. Hell. And sometimes some horses don't even eat nothing but hay. Look at a cow. Look at a rhinoceros. Look at an elephant. Look how big that elephant get. And they don't eat nothing but grass. So you're not getting protein, or that's all bullshit and it's all lies from Satan. You don't have to eat meat in order to get protein. That's a lie from the bottomless pit. Then we're going to move over here to Isaiah 65 and more. Because 65 verse 4. Because this beast lies. He lies a lot. He lies about everything. And his job is to keep you deceived and to keep you from coming back to your diet. Because he know if your diet, and he know if Jake come back to his diet, that's going to shut down a lot of fast food restaurants. He know if Jake come back to his diet, that's going to shut down a lot of doctor's offices. He know if Jake come back to his diet, that's going to shut down a lot of pharmacies. He know if Jake come back to his diet, That's gonna collapse this system because it's not enough fruits and vegetables for everybody. This system is designed for people, some people to eat fast food, some people to eat this, some people to eat that. This system is not designed for everybody to eat fruits and vegetables. It's not enough fruits and vegetables for everybody. Some people had to eat McDonald's. Some people got to eat Taco Bell. Some people got to eat KFC. Everybody can't eat fruits and vegetables. The system would fall. There's not enough food for everyone. That's the point I'm trying to get through. (65:4). Isaiah. Who sit among the graves is okay. Okay, let me just making sure I got okay. Verse 4: Who sit among the graves and spend their nights keeping secret vigil. Oh, see, I knew it was something right. Let me go to this King James. I knew it was something, man. I was like, hold on, that ain't right. Cause see, Satan, he'll beat on, you'll have it on the King James, and Satan to get in here and turn it back to the New International Version because he don't want you in that King James version. He want to keep you in darkness. That's his thing. Keep you in darkness. Okay, it says, which remain among the graves and lodge in the monuments, which eat swine's flesh and broth of abominable things is in their vessels, which eat swine's flesh. This beast eats pig daily. Pig is advertised daily. He'd say, oh, come get your Carl's Jr. Southwestern chicken smokehouse with applewood bacon. Come get your Mondo burger with bacon. Come get your triple cheese with bacon. That's all death. You can eat that shit if you want to. That's how Adam fell, and by going off on his diet, and that's how you gonna fall if you keep eating that shit. And when I say fall, I mean fall. I mean you might even, I'm talking about you might fall and not get up, and your spirit goes straight to the Father. That kind of fall. You might fall and not get up, and your spirit go to the Father. If you can receive that, that's what kind of fall I'm talking about. If you don't come back to your diet, that's what kind of fall you're gonna get if you don't come back to your diet. Bottom line. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's what you're gonna get if you keep eating this stuff that this beast is advertising on this TV. He advertised, man, pig daily. I'm talking about bacon bits, and not only pig, beef and chicken too. Abstain from those deceitful meats. Refrain from those deceitful meats. Because if you wasn't there to see what animal he cut that meat off of, you don't know what animal that meat came off of. It could have came off his dog for all the hell you know. Pig is advertised daily, man. And then you see here where it says abominable things. They broth abominable things. That make you think twice about chicken broth, huh? Beef broth. That should definitely make you think twice about chicken broth and beef broth. Why? Because that could be dog piss for all you know. It could be raccoon piss. You know, he cooks this stuff in a pot, you know, and he'll pour this broth in there. But what the scripture's trying to tell you, man, is that this beast, he eats swine flesh and he cooks it in a pot and he with a broth of abominable things. And then what the scripture is really trying to tell you is that broth is an abominable thing. And it's telling you and it's giving you an idea as to how he cooks his food. He eats swine flesh and he broths it in a vessel of abominable things. A vessel is just basically like a pottage. You know? So he broths abominable things in his pot. They broth abominable things in their vessels or in their pots. Meaning what? He cooks abominable things in his pots, in his vessels. He'll get a pot and and he even got Jake on this diet now. You get some ham hocks and you put it in a pot and you might even pour some broth in there with some greens. Ham hocks. Jake get that diet from Satan. You know, and they broth abominable things in their vessels. And broth, you know, that also can be another word for cook. They cook abominable things in their pot. So you really don't know what you're pouring into that pot or what you're putting on that skillet, what you're throwing in that oven. Just, you know, it's best to just eat fruits and vegetables, man. Just stay out of the darkness. Just stay out of the darkness, man. It's worth it. It's completely worth it. And you will see in the long run how beneficial a well balanced nutrition and a proper diet can be. Hell, even I've even come across things that conclude that the Chinese use some of these restaurants. So I would be a big skeptical on going to these restaurants, even though everything in there is dead. The Chinese, they use cat urine as broth on their Chinese food. Did you know that? They use cat urine as broth on the noodles and mainly on the meat, like the sesame chicken, the orange chicken, sweet and sour pork, and all that. You know, even though I wouldn't advise eating none of that shit, but you do have a choice. All we're here to do is to inform you. You know, and the Chinese, they pour their cat urine on the Chinese food, man. You probably can't taste it because of the way they cook it. You know, they add a whole bunch of different stuff to it to mask both the smell and the taste. But yes, they're putting Chinese, they use cat urine as broth, and they're probably using dog piss and skunk piss and everything else. Everything, it really ain't no telling, man. Because it's all done in darkness. You're not on the other side of the door when they're cooking that food. You don't know what he putting in it. He probably stuck that spoon up his ass and then stuck it back in that bowl and start whisking that stuff. We're going to move over here to Leviticus. Chapter 11. Verse 27. And whatsoever goeth upon his paws, among all manner of beasts that go on all four, those are unclean unto you. Whoso toucheth their carcass shall be unclean until the evening. I'm gonna just be straightforward with you, man. This beef, this pork, and this lamb, as I mentioned earlier, if you was not there when they cut the meat off of that animal, you don't know what animal that meat came off of. I don't care if you do say, oh, I know the texture, I know how it tastes, this, that, the third. You're in darkness. You're deceived. You sleep. You may be awake to it in certain areas, but in the diet area, you're dead sleep. If you say, oh, I know how cow tastes, I know the texture. If you like, hey, this beast is desperate to keep this system going. So he gonna do whatever he gotta do to keep this thing going, to keep this engine running, so to speak. You know the old saying, we ain't gonna stop driving till the engine fall out of that mug. They ain't gonna stop driving till the wheels fall off of that mug. This beast, it ain't over till the fat lady saying. This beast gonna keep going hell until that water come out black out that faucet. So it's just best for you to just stay away from these deceitful meats, man. It's in your best interest to stay away from it. Because you might be eating something that goeth about on its paws and not even know it. See, the scripture says, whatsoever goeth upon its paws, those are unclean unto you. You might be eating something that walks on all four paws and not know it. You might be eating dog and not know. You might be eating somebody's pet and not know it. You can go on my channel in the About section and watch some of the dog meat slaughters if Esau ain't got rid of it, because you know he after this truth. And he after this truth hard, man. He meeting brothers lessons and all that, but I digress. But anyway, man. You go to the About section page on my channel and you can watch the dog meat trade video in China. You can see how this beast is so desperate he'll even cut up dog and tell you it's cow just to keep the system going. I know it's the beast realm, beast kingdom, but hey, somebody gotta know. Somebody gotta tell you. Okay. Proverbs 11:1, because people don't realize how important diet is, man. Even Satan tell you are what you eat. Even Satan tells you. He give you little hints. He ain't gonna tell you, okay, it's mandatory to eat fruits and vegetables. Fruits and vegetables are the only thing that's really food. Everything else is plastic. Fruits and vegetables, that's the only thing that's really food. Everything else is garbage. Proverbs 11:1. A false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. Okay, the word balance just means volume, measure, weight. So what's a false balance? Okay, well, we see here it says, but a just weight is his delight. So if a just weight is his delight, then what is a false balance? An unjust weight. A false balance is an unjust weight. What's an unjust weight? Overweight. Overweight. Being overweight is an abomination to the Lord. A just weight is his delight. What's a just weight? Eating fruits and vegetables. Because you ain't got to worry about being fat on a fruits and vegetable diet. You can forget it. Hell, I don't care how big you eat fruits and vegetables, you're going to be skinny real quick. I don't care how big you are, you eat nothing but fruits and vegetables and you watch that weight fall off of you like leaves fall off a tree during the fall. Why? Because that's food. See, when you eat that death, it has consequences. What? You blow up. You might even blow up from the waist down. The way this beast is going, he got this estrogen in this food now. So you really better start eating food, or you're gonna start blowing up. When you get fat, that's your body telling you you eating something that you probably shouldn't be eating, or you may be eating a little bit too much of it. But you know, having a little fat on you may or may not be too bad, as long as a just weight, a healthy weight. Uh, you, um, uh, underweight, so to speak, or you know, balanced weight. The Lord, not basically what he's. I'm gonna just tell you straight up. The Lord ain't dealing with no fat, overweight motherfuckers. It's right here in the scripture. Now, if you fat and the Lord dealing with you, it's because He got a plan for you that you're gonna lose weight. If you're fat and the Lord dealing with you, it's because He got a plan for you and you're gonna lose weight. But majority of the nation, of obesity or obese people rather, hey, you're an abomination to the Lord, man. You're gonna be cut off. Eating abomination is unclean and eventually leads to a false balance. As I mentioned earlier, you ain't got to worry about blowing up eating no fruits and vegetables. But you eating this stuff that this beast sells, man, you're gonna start blowing up. You see, what a lot of people fail to realize right now is that we're living in a time of judgment. You see, stuff is gonna start happening to people for doing things that they've been doing probably for years. Because we're living in a time of judgment. You can't get away with doing the same stuff you've been doing. The Most High is concluding Jacob's captivity. He's ending Jacob's captivity, man. And he's bringing you back to your natural diet. Or at least he's trying to. A lot of people not going to listen. They've been, it's hard. It sounds a lot easier than what it is. It's hard. You were born and raised in the beast kingdom. Raised on the beast diet. Now the Lord is calling you off of that diet and to come into, natural foods that grow out of the earth. And not everybody's gonna do it, man. Not everybody's strong enough to do it. That pull on the world, the pull of the world has too strong of a hold on them. It's too much of a stronghold. The pull of the world has too strong of a hold on certain individuals. That's what's causing them to reject their diet, man. That's what's causing them to go to McDonald's as opposed to go get some apples and oranges. With that being said, I hope you gained something from the lesson. Until next time, may God bless.